Hi everyone, so for my project for this class I studied and researched the country of India. So here's what my board looks like, lots of pictures on it for everyone to see. As I go through the whole thing I will zoom in closer so that you can actually see the pictures. So let's just get started. So to start off, the history behind India, I'm going to share some of the clothes that they wear, some of the festivals, as well as famous landmarks. So women like to wear long, colorful dresses that are usually made from silk, and men, they have this long coat that they wear, usually only to special occasions. Some of the festivals that happen, one of the most well-known, in my opinion, as from what I've heard, is called Holi, which is the festival of color, and this is celebrated to celebrate the victory of good over evil. Another festival that they have, excuse me, I'm sick, excuse me, is called the Festival of Lights, and this is also to celebrate the victory of good over evil as well as lightness over darkness. So they have lots of different festivals, too many to name right now. But yeah, some of the most well-known is the Festival of Color and the Festival of Lights. India also has famous landmarks. This one shown in this picture is the Taj Mahal, and this is, excuse me. Okay, the Taj Mahal is one of the 8 wonders of the world, and it's made from white marble. India also has a lot of temples, and the names I can't pronounce. But yeah, they have lots of temples that are used for religious practices all over India. And usually from all the ones that I looked up and saw pictures of, they are gorgeous, like so pretty. How awesome. Okay, next we're gonna move into the literature. So right down here I have 3 children's books that all have information about India in them. The first one is called Pia in India, and this shows, it's about a tiger, but the tiger travels through India and explores the Taj Mahal and the Golden Temple and goes through some of the famous landmarks that are in India. The next one is called Mahavira. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is focused on the religion of Jainism, so it emphasizes nonviolence and compassion and forgiveness. And the last one is called Lighting a Lamp, and this relates back to one of the festivals, that is the Festival of Lights. Excuse me. So it goes through what that festival is about, and it also shares information for parents about how to tell your children about what the festival is and why it's important. Next, we're going to move on to beliefs. So India has a number of different religions. The one that is most prevalent is Hinduism, and then second to that is Islam. So right here I have the symbol for Hinduism, and then right here shows some women that are in very colorful clothing as they wear, and they are praying. So all of the religions in India are focused on peace and love and just being very kind to others and everything like that. And they all, throughout India, they all live in harmony, which is super awesome, and they are able to freely practice their religion. So next we're going to talk about the education and communication in India. The official language of India is Hindi, and here is a Hindi alphabet, which I thought was super cool. You can't really see it that well, but sorry about it. So I have this journal that's actually from India. My brother traveled there a couple summers ago for a missions trip, and brought me back a couple of cool things. That's why I decided to choose this country to research for this class. But this journal has a whole bunch of Hindi words on it. Obviously I have no idea what it says, but that's okay. Excuse me. So one of the things that I found that was important for the etiquette and communication for the people of India is that whenever they greet each other, they put their hands in front of their chest like this and they do a little bow. Also for greeting and for saying goodbye. So I thought that was really interesting because that's something that is not normal for us to do. But also when they greet each other, men will shake hands with men and women will shake hands with women, but men and women don't shake hands with each other. So I thought that was also important. Something else that I found, you might have seen this before. I know that some of the parents that I work with at my center are Indian, so they will do this this thing with their head, and it's called an Indian head wobble or a bobblehead, and it's where they do this with their head. So something that I found out was that they don't like to give the answer no. They always like to give an answer that you want to hear. So if they think that their answer is not going to please you or make you happy, then they will do this head wobble and then let you interpret what that means. So that could either mean yes or no or maybe or anything that you want. I thought that was really interesting. So if you ever see this, then that is called an Indian head wobble. So next I'm going to share some of the games and entertainment that happen in India. On here I have one of the most well-known games that's called Gilli Danda. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is similar to cricket and it involves two pieces of wood, one smaller and one larger. You basically just hold the larger piece of wood and then someone throws you the small piece of wood and you hit it as far away as possible. So I thought that was interesting, and that's a great way for kids to be active. Excuse me. And teamwork and be involved with each other playing games outside. Also, some of the entertainment that happens in India are sports and festivals and movies. One of the biggest things is Bollywood. India produces the most films of any nation in the world, which I thought was crazy. After my brother came back from India, we had a night where we did everything that was related to the culture. So we went and got Indian food, and that's something else that they do is when they are eating, they use their right hand to eat. And they use their hands when they eat. They don't use utensils. So we did that when my brother came back from India, as well as watching a movie from Bollywood. And it's super interesting, the culture that's behind the whole thing, and just how different that movie was compared to a regular movie that I would watch on an everyday basis. Just seeing like all the culture and lots of music, lots of dancing and singing, and seeing all of the clothes that they wear is super, super cool. So next we're going to move on to food. So for the food portion of this assignment, I decided to make something called potato chapati bread. And this is a bread, kind of like a pancake that you'd eat for breakfast or for dessert after dinner. So here's a video right here of me making it. It involves starting out with mashed potatoes, which I did before I started recording myself, and then combining the ingredients. So there's 2 different spices, cayenne and turmeric, and cilantro and vegetable oil and flour and salt. And you basically turn that into a dough and then turn it into a pancake and then fry it. And I am so surprised that it turned out so good. It's delicious. I suggest that you make it because it's super, super easy. I'm okay. Okay. Here's the final product. I know it doesn't look really pretty, but it actually turned out really well. So I suggest that you possibly try to make that one day. So last but not least, India has many different crafts, some of which you already are aware of because there are things that we also do here. For example, there's jewelry making, and the use of clay, which is what I did. It was kind of more like a Play-Doh, but I decided to do it anyways because it's along the same lines. So here's showing how to make the clay slash Play-Doh. I am sure that a lot of you guys have done this before. It's all that you have to do is use flour and salt and water and turn it into a dough, and then you can play with it. So one of the crafts that they do in India is making clay toys. So I decided, I tried my best at doing this. It didn't turn out very well. It's kind of sad looking, but I decided to make a snowman because of the holidays, you know, this time of year. And so here's what my snowman looks like. It kind of melted a little bit after, like, while it was in the oven baking to get hard. But I tried my best, and I think it's pretty cool. It's super simple to do with kids in your classroom. They can even help you make the dough and then play with it and make their own little thing, and then you can just bake it for about 15 minutes. And it turns out nice and hard, and you can use it for anything. So last but not least, I wanted to share one more thing. So this was also brought back from India when my brother went, and this is a whole set of henna tattoo, or henna paste, I should say. It's called Mahandi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But here's a whole bunch in here. I've only opened one of these little cones. It lasts forever, like super long time. So this is used as a traditional part of a wedding. So you guys might already know this already through working with parents and families or whatever from India and just hearing about it and stuff like that. But anyway, so the henna will be put on the bride's hands and feet and be there for when she gets married. And I read something that said that the darker the henna is on the skin, the stronger love the groom has for the bride, if that makes sense. And another part of it is that once the bride goes back to the groom's home, then she's not expected to do any kind of housework until the henna has faded away from the skin. So I thought that that was a really interesting aspect of the traditional part of the wedding. So yeah, here's my presentation. I hope that you liked learning about India. I hope you learned something new. I know I learned a lot, and I really enjoyed researching about India, especially after hearing about so much from when my brother went. So thanks for a great semester. I hope that you guys have a great winter vacation and next semester and everything like that. So I'll see you later. Bye.